sub's got $1.04. I think mine figured out about $1, about 99 cents or $1. No. $2,100 a month, a year, I believe it was. But 2,100 would have been a little less than that because we had a little less than $1 an hour. Yeah. Well, I worked at 75 cents an hour as a painter. I was just an apprentice painter in Indianapolis.
No benefits probably either.
No, nothing.
What, sweetheart?
No,
Come here.
You mean with the postal job?
No.
Come here.
Or with the
No,
painting?
when I was a painter, yeah.
Come here, Keely.
That's
I don't think we knew what benefits were back then.
No, it's the Ford Garage. I don't think we had insurance then.
No time.
Would you say Grandpa Ford Garage?
That's
Ford Garage? Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Should take her out, sweetie.
Well, I remember I started working, well, when I got out of business school, I remember I went to business school 2 years. That was summer and winter.
And where was that at, Grandma?
Peoria. It was at a chicken place. Chicken place! I started out for $8 a week. Thought that was pretty good.
That is pretty good. And tell us about your 5 cents in your pocket going to business school.
Oh, yeah, that's all I had.
And what'd you buy with it?
Well, those malted milk balls, a lot of times.
With your friend, right? You'd pool your money together?
Walter, yeah. Virginia Chris then. Yeah.
And we were close friends and buddies until she died. We used to go little trips with them all the time. Yeah.
Well, Sherry, you could start talking. It's getting up to your time.
No, he's still living. He's in the nursing home in Eureka now.
Dad, when did your family come over here? Europe.
Oh, I think my great-grandpa, you'd have to ask Geraldine, and she's got all that dope. Probably in the 1800s something.
It's like your great-grandpa came from
Right.
where?
I think probably. You'd have to ask Gerald again, but I think it was a great-grandpa, probably.
Came from where?
Alsace-Lorraine, I think they came pretty much.
That's where a lot of the people
On your
came
mom
from.
or dad's side?
I think they both kind of came from the same, kind of the same area, I believe. I forget.
And that's a part in Germany? I'm not familiar with that.
France.
France?
France.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes it belonged to France, and sometimes to Germany. I don't know if it's France, most of the time Alsace-Lorraine, yeah, mostly France. But
You hear of a lot of people
Kind of on the border there?
Well, it's probably, see, they all came over as Mennonites, and that's kind of where it was kind of a settlement or the area or something, and they kind of all came.
Did they consider themselves French then? Or German? Or both?
Mostly German and English.
German,
all
'cause they-
three, some background to all three of them, I think. But it must have been that German because they talk German. I know.
Even my mom and dad talked German.
Yeah.
And yours came from the same, I mean, your grandparents came from the same area?
No, I'm saying mine did. I don't know
You
where
did.
hers
Oh,
came.
like I said, my grandfather Peter that was in the Civil War came from there.
Oh,
from.
okay.
Did he himself, your grandfather,
Yeah.
came?
And you're not sure where grandmother came from? If they had met, were they married before they came here, or you don't know?
I don't know about it back then. I was pretty little.
Uh-huh, sure.
Her mom was one of the younger ones, so she was pretty young.
Okay.
What do you remember about your grandfather, Mom?
I just said one thing about him. Did you hear me say it?
No.
Well, that he didn't treat my grandma very nice.
He's kind of a rough old bastard.
Oh, boy.
How did your grandma handle that? Did she just take it, or did
Just
she,
took it, just took it.
was she kind of a complacent person, or?
Yeah.
This
She's
is
a very sweet lady. Very
Your
sweet.
mom's father?
Yeah, yeah.
What about your dad's parents?
No, they were. Well, what's that about that?
Grandpa's a pretty nice guy, a little lazy.
You know.
Your mom always complained he retired when he was 50.
He didn't like, he didn't, I don't know what to say. I don't know. Grandma was a great person. Well, they were both, I don't know. Good Christian people, I'll say that.
You were what?
Good Christian people, especially Grandma, Hattie.
Now, I heard that you got kicked out of church, Grandpa. Is that true?
Most of my family did, but I didn't.
Oh, you were the good guy.
Well, I was younger. Yeah, most of my family did get kicked out of church.
Tell them about that. Kids would like to hear that. About your brothers and sister.
Well, that was from the Mennonites. They were pretty strict, and they got you out for smoking. My sister got kicked out for having a class ring. You know, back when they were real strict.
Papa, could you cut us a little more of the apple?
But you were too young, so you just kind of followed
Well, 'cause
them?
I wasn't. I was probably too young. I probably didn't even belong. You know, I didn't even. Wasn't old enough to join, probably.
Were you allowed to dance back then, Grandpa?
Oh no, that was a big no. That was a big no-no.
You get kicked out of Washington for that, huh?
Yeah.
There was 3 things you just didn't do back in those days.
What was that?
You didn't smoke, you didn't drink, well, 4 things I'd say. You didn't dance, or you didn't play cards.
Thank you, Grandma.
4 things. I think you'd have been, oh,
What type church did you grow up in, Grandma? Was it a certain denomination, or?
I'd say what I know now is kind of liberal.
Was it?
Liberal, Mom?
Well, she was from the evangelical.
Liberal?
That's where
Oh, yeah.
that.
Liberal for the times, or liberal for even now? Probably liberal for the times.
Well, I don't know what to say about that.
Was it against the law to play cards?
It wasn't against the law, but you just didn't do it. You mean against the law of government,
No.
or how?
We could play rook.
Oh, sure, cards like that.
Rook. What was there was another game we could play.
Old maid, or?
Flinch.
Oh, I don't think you ever heard of Old Maid. for that time.
Oh,
Yeah,
maid,
Flinch.
oh, yeah.
Flinch, yeah, try Flinch, yeah.
Mom,
Huh?
even your more liberal church felt
It
this
was-
way?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that
That was just
it was associated, cards were associated with gambling, basically, you know.
well, then
basically.
there was something about the king and the queen, and I don't know,
Oh,
I don't know what all
they
it was.
made big,
I don't know, I
made
don't
it-
remember.
yeah, made a big to-do out of the figures on the cards, and yeah, they had all kinds of.
But those 4 things, you caught doing those 4 things, man.
Anybody that went to any church? More or
No,
less?
that's
Well,
right.
the churches we went
We
to.
went to, if we saw the pastor coming, we'd throw the deck of cards on the church, on our bookcase.
Oh, I bet you didn't have any.
Yes, we did. We had, like I said, we had rook and
Oh, those
French.
that was considered all right.
Yeah.
What about drinking? Was that, when was Prohibition, in the 20s?
Would that been
Yeah.
when you were younger? Do you remember that at all, Prohibition, or?
Oh, yeah, sure.
You always had Prohibition, probably, so.
No.
Is that when you were driving, when you were 11 years old?
Prohibition, they voted that out in 1933. Oh, yeah, I was in high school then already. By that time. That came in, what was it, 1920, 21, something like
Yeah.
that, when I was a kid.
So that lasted a decade? Prohibition? Lasted that long? A decade? Wow.
I believe, yeah.
Listen.
Do you remember anything about Al Capone?
Oh, yeah, he was our heyday, yeah. Oh, yeah. John Dillinger.
Do you remember all that stuff? Do you remember what you were doing when,
Lindbergh.
yeah, or any
Yeah.
do you remember what you were doing on any big events? You know, either.
Sure, I remember in school, I was a Lindbergh fan. I kept up with him.
yeah,
Yeah,
I remember
I remember I was in
Amelia
school
Garrett,
when we heard,
Amelia Earhart.
when
Oh,
we
yeah.
heard about Lindy. Lucky Lindy, oh yeah, I read his book. You have 2 of them. Oh yeah, I kept up on all of them.
When Charles Lindbergh This baby was kidnapped. That was the biggest news, I believe, in our day about.
Wow.
Oh, that was,
And, you know, I don't even know much about that.
You just didn't hear things like that. You just
Uh-huh.
didn't hear things like that.
You know, I've heard kind of headlines of that, but I don't know much about it, you know. Should look into that more.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that was.
How about when the war was over? Do you remember exactly where you were or what you heard? You know, you hear people kissing people in the streets and all that good stuff.
sure I do. I was still in the Philippines.
Yeah. Do you remember what you were doing though, or?
When the war was over in Europe, May 8th, I was on a troop train going by Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City, Salt Lake Lake,
Utah?
yeah. There were thousands of people out on the beach celebrating because the war was over and we were just headed for the war. Yeah,
Oh, really?
that day, May 8th.
For Japan, for Philippines,
I
for
was headed,
Japan.
see, the war was still going on.
Oh, I see, gotcha.
In Europe and Japan.
In Japan, but then Europe was
Europe, armistice,
kind of bittersweet then, huh?
yeah, for us. And that's when they were celebrating a lot in New York and so I thought we were on our way over.
I thought you were already over there by the time that Europe was
Well,
over.
that's when Japan was, I was, yeah. Oh, by that time, no. Uh, But when the war was over then in Japan, the guys that were in my squad, they were mad that they didn't get home to be in the celebration. Some
Right.
of them were mad. Some of them were mad. They were having all that fun. They were still over in the Philippines.
Yeah, I just remember like Life magazine pictures and everything, you know.
Yeah,
And I've seen some video of it too, just people just exuberant, you know.
yeah. Well, it went on so long, it's really.
And the whole nation was kind of pulling together, you know.
Oh, the whole nation was. It was entirely different from Vietnam.
Yes.
I feel sorry for the people in Vietnam because
And Bill said he could tell when he got off the plane from Vietnam, how the people felt. How they could have snuffed the guys. Wasn't their fault.
And the horrible things they went through, and
yeah.
they weren't the heroes like in World War II.
No, we come back, we were treated like kings, you know, but when they come back, they were treated like dirt.
They've had a lot of movies about that now. I don't know if you've seen any of them, but they're heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Sure is.
A lot of those protesters and so on thought they were doing a good thing, but I think they prolonged the war a year.
Yeah.
I'd say they prolonged the war a year.
And our president was
A lot of those-
protesting too.
A lot of those college kids going to college to get out of going,
Right.
and making a big fuss like Kent State where they killed the guys that I was working with had to leave, go guard them and so on. I don't give them any credit at all. I think
How about, do you guys remember when, what you were doing when JFK was shot?
yeah,
Yeah, I do.
I was delivering mail, come into the barber shop. Barber said, just heard your boss is shot. I said, what?
Hmm.
I was delivering mail down Sunday.
Sunnyland, that's kind of by East Peoria there, right?
If I,
Isn't that kind of by East Peoria, Sunnyland?
yeah, well, halfway down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that was the same day as my mom's birthday.
Oh, really?
And we were having a birthday party for her out at Northern Rose, a good friend of ours.
Oh, were you? Is that right? I didn't.
And that's when you found out?
Yeah, we were, I don't know, we found out there, so we must have had the radio on.
Oh, I'm sure.
Maybe somebody came and told us, I don't know. No. Yeah, I remember that very well.
Yeah, we followed them pretty close.
They said the whole nation seemed to feel it.
I know